on, I thought we got off to a great start and didn't necessarily handle that success the best way possible. Dug ourselves a little bit of a hole, got right back into it, and I thought didn't handle the noise in that building as well as we could have with poise down the stretch. Had some erratic decisions that we hadn't been making, and you have more of a tendency to do that on the road when you're up against not only those five on the court, but the thousands up there in the stands. And this team's got to get used to understanding that it's not a factor. It can't be a factor. And we've got to be able to overcome that mentally. It's next play. It's executing the game plan. It's doing what we do on a daily basis. And easier said than done, though. It's hard to win on the road in the SEC, especially.
Your next two games on the road are against teams that are kind of struggling at the start of SEC play. You guys, I assume, have some confidence, feeling pretty good with a couple of home wins. I know it's not the prettiest one the other night, but is there a certain mindset to get these games while those teams are trying to find themselves?
It really doesn't matter where they're at with coming off wins, coming off losses. Obviously, we'd rather be coming off wins as much as possible, right? But and I don't think that's as much a factor with us, because sometimes you play better coming off a loss. But we look at each game individually. Great opportunity, whether it's a team that's playing great, a team that's coming off a loss or two. It really doesn't matter. It's an opportunity for us to grow. It's an opportunity for us to compete in this league. Ole Miss is very good. Kermit Davis has won 1 million games. He's fantastic. They execute well. They run really good stuff. They're going to change defenses a bunch. They're good in transition offense. They're elite on the offensive glass. Very stingy defensively. So we've got to play really well. That's it. It's simpler than just the overall big picture that I think a lot of people look at. With us, it's how do you guard Matt Morrell? How do you block those guys out? And that's what we should be focused on.
You talk about having to learn from wins and from losses. I was just wondering how much more have you been learning about your team through SEC play as opposed to some of the non-conference games y'all played?
Just a higher level, of course. You learn a little. It's a little bit more realistic because that's the bar. We're not saying anymore, hey, this is a good win, but that won't translate to the SEC, right? And hey, this is going to backfire in a big way in an SEC game, and now we can just get right to it. If you want to win these type games, this is what we got to get better at. We spend a lot of time with film, as do most programs, and we're going to continue to do that and learn.
Going back to Oxford, obviously you probably coached there before, but just every trip back, does it bring back memories from when you played and coached there?
It does. It's a little tricky, as was Gainesville. More used to going back because it's been a few times, kind of been there, done that a few times. The first couple times back was a little bit more difficult, mentally. But it's a place I love. I love Athens. Athens is home now, and our family's really happy, and it's a great place. And Oxford's got a lot of similarities, and Oxford will always be in a lot of ways home. 11 plus years there. Four kids born there. Met my wife there. Kira and I love Oxford. Unfortunately, when we go there, it's always a business trip, and then we're in and out, and you don't see as many people as you like to see, and you don't get a chance to go hang out on the square, hit up all those good restaurants. But we'll do that one off season.
Other questions for Coach?
Did you envision the point guard from Brown to transfer here? Did you expect him to come in and be like the top scorer type guy?
Not necessarily. Envisioned the potential that he'd be one of our top guys and a guy we play through a lot. We thought it was a big get, and other high-level programs wanted him for obvious reasons. And I don't know what's written and talked about, but I said this to the TV people the other day. He's really good defensively. A lot of stuff that he does defensively doesn't show up, in the box score. But he's a fiery competitor. He's tough. He's consistent. He brings it every day. He's a good player. He's getting better and better. He's learning to make that adjustment, to our league, and he's a guy that we're going to continue often playing through. He's got a chance to be a very good player here.
Defensively, Ole Miss, I think they average about they've got like 10, 11 guys that average double-digit minutes.
Yeah.
How do you defend that?
We see it every day in practice. we're very deep, of course, and Kermit's always played a lot of guys, and they've got very good depth, of course, and parity on their roster like we do. It makes for longer personnel film sessions. And it's hard, really, because they run a bunch of stuff, too, to really lock in on the 3 or 4 ways we feel like they're really going to attack us. We're kind of in the dark there, you know, and the 3 or 4 guys that might play the best for them, it's kind of a crapshoot there, too, where we got to evaluate on the fly. We know, you know, there's a couple guys that they obviously try to play through offensively, but defensively and on the glass and transition offense, and again, you know, they're changing defenses. That's where, first and foremost, when you compete against those guys, that's what you got to be focused on.
What have you been stressing with your guys since the last game in terms of, you know, carrying that you want to work with?
Just stay in the moment, you know, just let's win today. That's it. I mean, today was about having a great practice. We just had a really good one. Does that mean we're going to play great tomorrow? Not necessarily, but I'm just a big believer. It gives you a better chance, and we got better today. Thought we were pretty sharp yesterday, mostly mental though. You know, it's that time of year where, you know, you got to be careful with not only physical but mental fatigue. We're back academically, you know, in classes, and there's a lot going on, you know, in these guys' lives. So we had to be a little bit quick yesterday. No days off, no time for days off. Same thing for the next one. You know, we'll be right back at it Sunday. So we are in that grind, and it's all about winning today, getting better today, growth. We good?
Good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.